Thanks for tuning into the Texas Scratch King channel. A Bad Bitch Tuesday edition. In this video you will hear about RX and CB's Audie. And Pepsi Team's Grand Champion Holly. Let us begin with Audie. RX and CB's Audie, a two-time winner and one Best in Show. All accounts are fictional and for entertainment purposes only. RX Kennels Audie was bred by Manjaro APBT Kennel and was given to Rugdextrus of RX Kennels as a gift from CB. RX already owned two of her litter mates Can and Gabby. Audie is a daughter of Dreader and Philly, a fine blend of lxBIS strains. People tend to call them old blood and very few own today. The blood was imported by the godfather of the game dogs. The dogs were mainly out of Mr. Cardenas from Mexico and Bobby Hall from the USA. Can opened his eyes as regards the gameness of this line. Very heavy in Licorice Kid. Basically lxBIS. He was on from an early age and never backed down despite rolling into older, more experienced dogs and pushing weight to boot. Unfortunately, we lost him to a swarm of bees. A neighbor provoked them, and they made straight for the dogs on the chain. RX was able to save 9 out 10 dogs. Puppies first. Unfortunately, Can did not make it. A big loss. When G from Manjaro Kennels learned of this misfortune, he offered Gabby to RX and he later went on to become a one-time winner, one-time gamest in show. Many still consider him the gamest dog in Mozambique. So when Audie, his littermate sister, was offered to RX, he jumped at the opportunity to own her. RX could not express enough how much he appreciated the opportunity. She is a 1 in a million dog. Anyway, she stopped her opponent in 3 minutes for her first schooling. So RX asked for another dog as he had traveled 100 kilometers to roll her. She finished the second dog in 2 minutes. Supremo Kennels was present at the roll. He called Audie's opponent's curs and immediately told RX that his female Lollipop would stop Audie in a roll. RX duly pitched up at Supremo Kennels with Audie the following weekend. Supremo brought out Lollipop and the roll was on. Lollipop was only slightly better than Audie's first two opponents. She was stopped in 5 minutes and never heard of again. ETK then said they had one to stop Audie. The mother of CH Panda Biggs. A match was agreed, and they met at a 3-dog convention. She did slightly better than Lollipop. Audie stopped her in 8 minutes. And got the Best in Show. Becoming a one-time winner Best in Show. Instead of getting credit for the quick win, her opponent was declared an average dog. Many dogmen felt that they could beat her. But her weight was open in Mozambique for almost 3 years with no takers. Everyone unanimously agreed in her ability as a pit artist. But most doubted her gameness as she has never had to demonstrate any. Supremo Kennels also had a female about Audie's weight. He always posted her as the best female in Moz. She became a one-time winner by beating a female from Swaziland in 1 hour and 19 minutes. Demonstrating a lot of gameness in bagging the win. Finally, he called Audie out. Specifically, to prove his point. Audie by now was 6 years and 5 months old. RX decided to go ahead with the show. Despite misgivings by Black Golds due to her advanced age and the fact that Audie was the smaller female. The first keep did not go well as Audie got sick. Half the forfeit was paid. And the match rescheduled once she recovered. The two females met in the box 2 months later and Audie made it look easy. Her second show was a sight to be seen. Like one of the 8 wonders of the world. She was the smaller dog and honestly the underdog. Not a lot of folks believed she could come out of that challenge as a winner. The dogs were released. Dado was looking like a freight truck. But Audie was a tollgate that knew exactly what to do with her. She kept her by the ear and neck. Everyone was surprised and by this point I guess no one doubted her ability and temper. They were dancing like 2 ballet dancers at the sound of the great Tchaikovsky. What a wonder to be observed. Once Dado lost her pace and give space to Audie. She took the opportunity and went straight to her throat to finish the show. By the 36-minute mark Supremo Kennels shook RX's hand and the show was over. Making Audie a 2-time winner. Dado gave a nice courtesy. Again, she did not have to demonstrate gameness. Even though her opponent was considered the best in Mozambique. Those who bet on Audie made quite a sum. RX never doubted that Audie would win. She is one of his best females. Many thanks go to the person who created the Licorice Kid line. This line is one of the gamest in Southern Africa and was bred to last. A special thanks for RX Kennels. Yours truly Black Gold. Now let's hear about Pepsi Team's Grand Champion Holly. On the 24th of August in 1997 from Mating's Grand Champion Red Alert ROM. Nessie born litter of 5 puppies. One of whom was my future champion. For us it came at the age of 5 months. When we first saw Holly. She as a result of small-scale clashes with Odnapametnikami. The eye was destroyed and torn ear. But she felt immediately put us to fight in. And we are happy that then chose her. The first week at the new location, Holly constantly slept. Then it is very surprising. As we have already lived, Pitbull never sat in one place. In fact, we are simply not imagined that there might be a dog with a balanced psyche. Holly grew friendly and mischievous puppy without showing any special interest in other dogs. Then came the battle grand champion Red Alert ROM versus Ivanchenko's Andre III. Which I like games Zegan Lemon versus Quinto and Hammer versus Ronnie. I think one of the best Russian matches. As they showed the dog that we look for in Pitbull deep game. Being impressed by this game, we decided to try the role of Holly. She was then only a year. But nonetheless, it showed itself. Just like an adult dog match. After 5 months, we again put in the role of Holly with her sister. But this movie did not last. And 5 minutes. Exactly 2 weeks later we let her in again. At this time her opponent is very good Gamenaya female daughter Garner's Frisco ROM. In addition, it is heavier than our dogs at 2.5 kilograms. Holly ruined it for 10 minutes. And we realized how lucky we are. After that, it was decided to tie it. After reviewing the recording commercials and children's games, a Blyson Tiger one-time winner for 1 hour and 20 minutes in the US. As well as studied and advised of his pedigree with known Pitmanami. We went to Belgorod Dmitry Blizanu. 7th of May 1999. Holly has successfully given birth to her first litter. Some puppies from this mating have showed good results. 7th of September 1999. The Holly in the first quarter rendezvous with a daughter Vieira's champion Harvason, 3-time winner and 1-time lose game. On a nickname apts. In the first minutes of Rogue caused Holly serious shoulder injury. The back legs, eyes. But in the 7th minute, Holly was able to reverse the course of the fight. And another 6 minutes Best had to withdraw. The second way Holly was held on 28th of November 1999. Opponent was the Black Storm's Jacka, daughter Gulyakov's Jack 1-time winner. The match lasted 9 minutes. Holly did not leave Jack a chance. In December 2000, we telephoned Dmitry Blizan and caused Holly to the match with a daughter Blizan Tiger 1XW. Until then, we have the announcement in a magazine that Holly is open for the match in the weight of 17.5 kilograms of any opponent. Refusal of the proposal Dmitry could not be correctly interpreted. But the main course that is not in my rules to evade the call. Therefore, we immediately agreed. And the day match. From the first minute, Holly storms her opponent. And at 4 minutes Dmitry decides to withdraw his dog. If someone thinks that this game was a treaty, you can call me or Dmitry. And not to ask and tattle on the side. Once again, recall that Holly is now open in the weight 17.5 kilograms. Call us. A pleasure to take your call. Recently, Holly has litter from her son. Pepsi Team's big ball son of Holly from matings with a Blyson Tiger 1-time winner. Here's the whole story yet in champion Holly. For 3 years she managed to give birth to 3 puppies and the litter of 4 to win the match. We hope that this will not last her knitting and games. And that this story will have a very interesting continuation. P.S. After the release of this story in the magazine Scratch, Holly was placed on 5th match against champion Kara DD and WW's champion Kara and won this match. Holly became grand champion. Severely attacking her in the chest. This match has shown the true force of its bite. Then we tie the match with Holly Blizan Tucson, a 1-time winner for 6 minutes, and on the 17th of April 2000. We had born puppies from these matings. In the early summer of last year we signed a contract with the well-known in Ukraine champion Cherry, 4-time winner, daughter of Milix Samson, 2-time winner and 1-time lose game. The will of the circumstances that you do not want to remember. At the time of the match we felt it was a harder opponent. Holly was at 1.1 kilograms. The weight of Holly did not match her Pitvesu. This match took place on the 9th of September 2000. And was very tense. As Cherry has a very strong, tough and interesting dog. But, nevertheless, Holly was able to prove that it truly can be a champion. The match ended at 52 minutes. Sadly Cherry was shot. Thanks again for listening to the Texas Scratch King channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share the video. Until the next time my friends, as we always say, never submit to life. And keep scratching every time.